Well, as always, how's it going?
It's going very well, and it's very nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Warm my heart a bit, that's nice.
No, it's good. I mean, things are peak insanity for me this week.
I can imagine.
It's, the album's out in a few days' time, and it's about as manic as everything's ever going to get, really. I did 25 interviews in one day the other day.
No way.
I was just wanted to kill myself by the end of it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I mean, I'm not actually, of course, complaining about my lot in life right now. Lots of people are interested in what I'm doing, and that's
good.
fantastic.
People live and die by there's like some mad obsession with you.
Yeah.
You become an icon.
Oh, don't say that.
Not in a good way. Which is my first point, really. I mean, you've become kind of like pretty much a brand now. I got invited to an after show party where they've got Frank Turner ale on sale.
They do. Well, the beer thing is a slightly... Well, okay, let me defend the beer thing, how about that?
Defend?
No, I guess. The beer, it's just, I don't know, it's that thing, I got an email saying, would you like to have a beer? With your name on it, and being a man, from England, but from anywhere, it was just kind of, you're not going to say no.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. I mean, things are, I had a funny conversation with my friend Ben, who is the drummer in Million Dead, who's playing Mumble Hall. And we were talking about how it feels for him, because we used to play together in Million Dead, and obviously we do occasionally now, but it's not like the main thing for me. He was sort of saying that he's long since given up being teary and emotional about my success. He said the one for him was Shepherd's Bush. When he got there, he went, "Oh my god, my buddy's doing so well, I can't fucking believe it."
Yeah.
And then since then, he's just kind of like, yeah, alright, you're doing fucking well.
Wind it in, you dick.
It's not even necessarily wind it in, but it's just kind of like, oh, okay, you're doing the Olympics, fine, carry on, you're doing a big album and all the rest of it. So, and it's not necessarily about being blasé about it, but it's just kind of like, my kind of, and because essentially I in some ways feel the same way, because the peak of my musical ambition was a venue like Shepherd's Bush, and we went through that some time ago. And and so it's not that I'm blasé, it's not that I don't care or anything like that, but it's just, it's gone from being that kind of, I've got my rock and roll wish list, to just like, I've kind of almost acclimatised to everything mental all the time, and just constantly getting emails that make me kind of go, okay,
yeah, sure,
fucking alright, yeah, carry on. Yeah, so, and in terms of looking forward and to the future, it's sort of the position I'm really in these days is just kind of like, fuck it, man, let's see where it goes.
So basically, what was it? I mean, you've said it before, just pretty much say yes to everything. Yeah,
I sort of feel like I'm just going to push all the doors I can find, see if they're open. If they are, let's find out what's on the other side. But the important stress point being that if I don't sustain things at this level or get bigger or whatever, I'll be like, cool. And I'll carry on.
Had a good time. Let's go back to the pubs.
Yeah, exactly. And just keep playing music, because that's the thing I care about. Is playing music. But it's just I'm sort of, it's just, I'm really in this like, why the fuck not kind of moment right now. If some of the shit that's coming up is mad, totally fucking bananas, and it's like, yeah.
So you're going to do a kiss.
Yes, we're all, tonight you will see our new stage costumes, pyrotechnics. No, not like that.
You had the fireworks last time at the Apollo.
Well, we had confetti cannons.
Yeah.
But they guessed.
That's what I meant. Fireworks.
I mean, I've asked questions about that. It turns out pyro is really fucking expensive.
Yeah.
So we don't have pyro on this tour. There we go. I've gone and given the game away.
No, I'm actually not going to ask you about it, right? Because we spoke about it in November, and I'm sure you've been asked about it all day.
I have, but
no, it's fine. I've got a little plan. I'm going to make it a lot more personal for you.
Okay.
What I was thinking of the other day, I think it was the other week. The Ataris played,
right.
And there's a band I used to listen to when I was a kid, and I know the singer used to have a wife and a kid, because he was touring so much, he never got to see his family, and eventually she left him.
Right.
I think that's why it was. And obviously you tour even more than he did, essentially.
Yeah.
Have you made a conscious decision to like not have a family as such? Because it must be hard to maintain a relationship on the road, never mind.
Yeah. Well, there's a deep and I don't have kids, and I don't really have any intention of having kids, and a big part of that is because of the way that I currently live, and I couldn't be a good father doing what I do. Without going into any particular detail, I also have an extremely bad relationship with my father, and that gives me pause for thought about the idea of being a dad myself. I mean, you know, the record I've just done is a breakup record, and it is not as simple as we broke up because I toured the whole time. And it also, I might add, not my business now to discuss the fine points of why we broke up.
Of course.
But I mean, it certainly doesn't make things easy. It's probably the easiest way of putting it. It just, you know, and to successfully date a musician, I should add, which is possible, you know. Some of my band members are married or have girlfriends, or my crew as well, you know, and it's doable, but it's not easy. And I am not currently doing it successfully. Well, I'm not doing it at all, but you know, it's been a problem for me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There we go, there's an answer.
I know, it's quite good actually.
Yeah.
You can adopt me if you want, if you ever change your mind. all I need.
I think I could marry you as well, sure.
Yeah, why not? Oh yeah, you can do now, can't you?
Yeah.
It's well good. Does it count though? I think for a gay marriage you kind of technically both have to be gay.
Are you not?
I'm not, no, I like girls.
Oh, okay.
Why did you think I was gay?
Oh, come on.
Everyone's been saying to it about how camp I look as well. This is bullshit.
I think you look great.
I'm not scoring tonight.
Oh, come on. Do you need me to give you a shout out from the stage, give you a bit of a hand?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, alright, wicked, I'll do that. All the pretty girls.
My boy Ian.
Yeah.
I was going to be sat in the bar drinking whiskey. My only question is, Margaret Thatcher's funeral was today, and a long time ago you wrote a song, and you don't play that anymore.
I haven't played it in a long time.
No.
Will
it be played tonight?
It will not be played tonight. I cannot think of anything more tasteless, personally.
No, I agree.
You know, and I've had a lot of people going, oh, I'm going to play that song. And it's just like, in what universe is it more likely that I play that song given what day it is rather than less? The thing about the whole, okay, Thatcher a very divisive figure. I'm obviously not a fan.
No,
but at the same time, you know, it just be a fucking grown up, right? Somebody's died.
Definitely, yeah.
A human being has died, and it is irrelevant.
She's got children, she's got grandchildren.
Yeah, you know, but
it's
not, for me, it's not even necessarily about her family and stuff, it's just about what kind of person you are. The only other group I can think of who picket funerals are the Westbrook Baptist Church. I'm
actually writing an article at the moment, and I've got that as
you know, and it's just, you just don't do it. And one of the main telling things for me, was I've got a lot of friends from, I was having conversations with a Dutch friend of mine about this the other day, but I've also had conversations with American friends of mine, and they're like, oh, you know, a bit of a furore over Thatcher dying, and I go, yeah, you know, it's a very hot and divisive political issue in the UK, and then we'll talk about it, and I'll mention in passing that people are planning parties, you know, today, and dancing and and stuff, and they look at me like, are you fucking kidding? You've got to be kidding. No decent human being would ever do that, regardless of their politics, and it just, you know, I think it's just really lame. You know, I'm not a fan of politics. I wrote a fucking song about the damn thing, but I'm not going to celebrate another person's death. Sorry, not going to happen.
That's a fair enough point. We'll talk about the support for the tour as well.
Yes, I'd like to do that. I like talking about support bands. They're great.
I mean, I've said it 1,000 times, and you've answered it 1,000 times, but it's always good to put it out. It's good to be in your position because you always seem to bring someone completely fresh and new onto the tour, and also someone who you kind of like grew up with most times.
I try and I mean, it's great to have that kind of balance. You know, we did a tour against me and Emily Barker was a great mix.
Chuck Reagan, crazy.
Right, exactly. This time around, I mean, I think that they're both comparatively new acts. I feel a bit weird saying that because Larry and Splash have been around forever. But we toured with Larry and Splash in September last year, and me and the Sleeping Souls never agree on anything musically at all, ever. And we all agree that they're one of the single best live bands we've ever seen. And I know that there are some bands out there who won't take really good live bands out of support, which is just lame as far as I'm concerned, because it's, first of all, it's like stand your fucking ground. But also for me, to have an amazing live band on the floor, it just gets the audience in a great place, and it makes my job easier, in a way. We come out and we had Larry just completely destroy the whole audience. Amazing. And then George, who's up first, is a guy who I found in a pub, playing...
Should we rephrase that?
Not really.
Just found him in a pub.
Well, no, basically what happened was, it was in January this year, I went to have a beer with a friend of mine just before I went off on tour to catch up and say, hey, you know, this is what I look like, remember? George was playing, and I hadn't gone to see him, I didn't know who he was, and he just started playing, and I kind of didn't talk to my friend at all, because I sat there with my jaw on the bar, just kind of going, motherfucker. And got chatting with him afterwards, really nice dude, and then Yeah, and so went to see him a couple more times just to check that I hadn't been like wasted or it was a fluke or something. Yeah. And he's really, really phenomenal. Amazing guitarist, singer, songwriter, all the rest of it. So, and it's. I think that he deserves more love, more exposure.
It's a bit of an overwhelming thing to do for him, though, isn't it?
Well, no, but this is one of the funny things about George is he's one of the most unfazable people I've ever met, because after the show, the first show, I went over and I was like, "Fuck," and he said, "Thanks, man." And I said, there's no non-dickish way of me phrasing this, but like I'm a musician and I tour, and he went, "I know."
And Frank Turner.
Well, yeah, I'm never going to
get
say
the cigar out, rock schmucks,
but I was like, you know, and I play some reasonably big shows and stuff. He was like, "I know." I said, "Would you like to come on tour?" And he went, "Yeah." And that was how deadly he was. He was just like, "Cool, yeah, sweet." And I was like, "How about April?" And he was like, "Yeah." And it was the most like he's just unfazable, in a really cool way. He's got totally mental hair as well.
Oh really?
Oh, just you wait.
No, I've not seen any pictures.
It'll blow you away.
I said I was going to talk about the album, and I'm still not. Essentially. But you have released a few songs.
Yeah.
And obviously you must have had some feedback on that.
Yeah.
And has it been good?
Yeah.
So you were talking to me last time and you said you was going to take a more like ambient approach and have like fireworks in the fucking background and stuff. What you said.
There's one track that's got that, but we haven't released that one yet.
Right.
But it's yes, I've had some reactions of it. Generally speaking, people seem to like it. I think that one has to be careful about getting too wrapped up in reading, you know, YouTube comments or Twitter comments or whatever.
Oh, no, nothing like that.
But I mean, the thing is, I think there's some value to me in sort of gauging public opinion, especially about what I do. Yeah. But at the same, on the flip side of that, I think that you can get lost in that shit in a way that really isn't healthy to creativity. Because at the end of the day, I think it's important for me not to actually give a fuck what anybody thinks about the songs that I write. What's important is that I think they're good. You know?
Yeah.
Because that's infinitely more important than what anybody else thinks about it.
On with the Queen, you did a full band version of that.
Yes.
Would you ever consider doing like a full band record of old songs? Because I know Alkaline Trio did that Damnesia thing that was like re-recording versions of old songs.
Yeah, that is a good and interesting question.
Just making it up there.
Yeah, I'm in two minds about it, because on the one hand I think it is cool having kind of cool live versions of stuff. At the same time though, I mean, so for example, Photosynthesis is a song we've played a billion times, and that's fine, but it's because of the nature of it, it's evolved in the arrangement like almost beyond recognition for it.
Like last year we just dragged the other bands up every time.
Yeah, you know, but even without that, it's just there's so much that Matt's doing on the piano that's never been on record. I played bass on the record. Taryn's bass on way better. You know, everybody, because we play it every night, it's sort of grown and evolved, and part of me is sort of interested in documenting that. I mean, I'm not sure that I'd actually want to sit down and do it like as an album, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of spending 2 months on it.
Well, like you said about like a live studio thing.
Yeah, I think that
kind of approach.
Yeah, I have often thought about booking studio time after the last date of the tour to just go in and play a live set.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is everybody's exhausted and fucking ratty, and my voice is usually shot by that point, so everyone just goes out. But it's certainly something that I would think about. Yes.
Okay.
And on that note,
peace out. I don't know what to say.
Unfortunately,
I've had a closer before.
Our brief time together is over. Should we hug on camera?
Yeah. I mean, we've kissed on camera, so.
We have. It's nice to see you.
So it's good to see you too, man.
Thanks for talking to me.
It's okay.